Hello students, welcome once again. Our second video, second lesson 1.2 on saying please by Alfred George Gardiner. See on page number 16, second para. I should like to feature in this connection my friend the polite conductor. By this discriminating title, I do not intend to suggest a rebuke to conductors generally. On the contrary, I am disposed to think that there are few classes of men who come through the ordeal of a very trying calling better than bus conductors do. Here and there you will meet an unpleasant specimen who regards the passengers as his natural enemies, as creatures whose chief purpose on the bus is to cheat him and who can only be kept reasonably honest by a loud voice and an aggressive manner. But this type is rare, rarer than it used to be. I fancy the public owes much to the Underground Railway Company, which also runs the buses, for insisting on a certain standard of civility in its servants and taking care that standard is observed. In doing this, it not only makes things pleasant for the travelling public but performs an important social service. Now, see, it is the writer's second experience related to the conductor. At very first, the writer called that conductor, or he described that conductor as a polite conductor. If we have the experience of traveling through bus, we have the variety of images of these conductors. Sometimes we experience that for these conductors, passengers are just like their enemies, and many times these conductors believe that the passengers always board the bus to cheat, to deceive the conductors. See, I think most of you are traveling from the bus, so you have the experience of conductors. While traveling, we have the experiences of lots of varieties of conductors. Understand? See, here the writer is telling that the conductors seems that they think that their passengers are just like their enemies, and they believe that the passengers always board the bus to cheat or to deceive the conductors. हे जे कंडक्टर्स आहेत त्यांच्या पॅसेंजर्सना नेहमी त्यांचे शत्रू मानत असतात आणि त्यांच्या मते काय तर ही पॅसेंजर्स हे नेहमी कंडक्टरला फसवण्यासाठीच बसमध्ये एंट्री करत असतात. They feel that if they talk in a loud voice, in an aggressive manner, they can control their passengers, and that's why we too notice that the conductors talking so loudly with us. Understand why they speak so loudly? It is that they think that with a loud voice they can control their passengers. Now see, you too have the same experience. Understand, you have the experience how the conductors speak with us in a loud voice, isn't it? But here the writer has a quite opposite experience than this one. So now he come to the judgment that such sight is now rare. See, the writer has the opposite experience related to the conductor, and that's why now he thinks that whatever the judgment about the conductor of the people, that judgment, that opinion of people was totally wrong, because this sight is rare now. Nowadays we can't see conductors speaking so loudly and rudely with the passengers. Rarely we can see the conductors talking in a loud voice with us. Now the public demand a certain standard of civility, and if it really happens, the people can travel happily and comfortably. And see, nowadays the people demand a certain standard of civility. They focus, the people, the passengers, the public focus on the importance of civility, and that's why nowadays the conductors can't speak so loudly, so rudely with the passengers, and that's why the public can travel happily and comfortably. Understand? Now see the next para. If sorry, it is not, therefore, with any feeling of unfriendliness to conductors as a class that I pay a tribute to a particular member of that class. I first became conscious of his existence one day when I jumped onto a bus and found that I had left home without any money in my pocket. Everyone has had the experience and knows the feeling, the mixed feeling which the discovery arouses. You are annoyed because you look like a fool at the best and like a knave at the worst. You would not be at all surprised if the conductor eyed you coldly, as much as to say, "Yes, I know that stale old trick. Now then, off you get." And even if the conductor is a good fellow and lets you down easily, you are faced with the necessity of going back and the inconvenience perhaps of missing your train or your engagement. Now see what was the writer's experience related to the conductor. One day, the writer boarded the bus. He jumped onto the bus and found that he had left his home without any money. See what happened with the narrator, what happened with our writer. One day, the writer left his home without any money and he entered into the बस. एके दिवशी काय झालं, लेखक प्रवासाला निघाला आणि बसमध्ये एंट्री केल्यानंतर त्याच्या लक्षात आलं की आपण घरी पैसे विसरलेले आहोत. काय घडलंय बघूया. If it happens with us, the person in front think about us as we are fool or dishonest. Now the person in front means the conductor. If we if such type of incident happen with us and if we tell the conductor that we are without any money, what he thinks about us, that we are dishonest, we are liar. Understand? So thinking about it, we become too much annoyed in this certain situation, and will not be surprising for us if the conductor asks us to get off the bus. So generally what happened in such situation, that conductors asked us to get off the bus. अशी जर वेळ आली तर आपल्याला काही मे बी तुमच्यापैकी काहींना अनुभव असेल. सपोज आपण पैसे विसरलेलो आहोत घरी आणि आता तिकीट काढू शकत नाही. कंडक्टर काय करतायत, आपल्याला बसमधून उतरायला सांगतायत, हो की नाही. We are quite familiar with this, isn't it? And if you get off the bus, it becomes totally inconvenient for you to go back, or perhaps sometimes it happens that you miss your train or sometimes your engagement. See what happened? It become really inconvenient for us. Understand? If it happens with us, जर हे आपल्या बाबतीत घडलं तर काय होतं, it become inconvenient for us. म्हणजे ते सोयीस्कर होत नाही, आपल्याला कुठेतरी मध्येच उतरावं लागतं आणि म्हणून मग आपण ज्या कामासाठी चाललोय ते काम होत नाही किंवा त्याला डिले होतो, लेट होतो. काही वेळेला आपली ट्रेन मिस होते, काही वेळेला स्वतःची एंगेजमेंट असेल, एंगेजमेंटलाच चाललेलो आहोत आपण, तर त्याला डिले होतं, हो की नाही. सो लॉट्स ऑफ प्रॉब्लेम्स वी हॅव टू फेस बिकॉज ऑफ सच सिच्युएशन. अंडरस्टँड? नाउ सी द नेक्स्ट पॅरा. Having searched my pockets in vain for stray coppers, and having found I was utterly penniless, I told the conductor with as honest a face as I could assume that I couldn't pay the fare and must go back for money. "Oh, you needn't get off. That's all right," said he. "All right," said I, "but I haven't a copper on me." "Oh, I shall book you through," he replied. "Where do you want to go?" And he handled his bundle of tickets with the air of a man who was prepared to give me a ticket for anywhere from the bank to Hong Kong. I said It was very kind of him, and told him where I wanted to go. And as he gave me the ticket, I said, "But where shall I send the fare?" "Oh, you shall see me some day, all right," he said cheerfully. He turned to go, and then luckily my fingers in the still wandering in the corner of my pockets lighted on a shilling, and the account was squared. But that fact did not lessen the glow of pleasure which so good natured an action had given me. Now see what happened to the writer. When he found himself without money, he honestly told the conductor that he was without any money. Honestly, प्रामाणिकपणे त्याने कंडक्टरला सांगितलं की त्याच्याजवळ पैसे नाहीयेत. But instead of the regular rude experience, our writer's experience was good one. He didn't have the regular rude experience. The conductor was so kind person. He talked with the narrator so coldly, so calmly. The conductor assured him he would book the ticket for the writer, and he asked the writer about his destination. The conductor asked the writer where he wanted to go. कंडक्टरने त्यांना डेस्टिनेशन विचारलेलं आहे, कुठे जायचं आहे विचारलेलं आहे, आणि तिकीट त्यांचं दिलेलं आहे. He gave the writer his ticket. Further, writer asked him where should he send the fare. Fare means the ticket cost. की ही जी रक्कम आता कंडक्टरने पे केलेली आहे की नाही, मग ही रक्कम मी तुम्हाला परत केव्हा देऊ? Cheerfully he answered that he would see him someday. What was the reply of that conductor? That someday we will meet. So at that time you can pay. But fortunately the writer found a shilling and he paid the fare. Shilling is 1/12th part of a pound. See, afterwards the writer was continuously searching in his pocket for the money and he found a shilling. रायटर कंडक्टरशी बोलतो आहे तरी पण खिशामध्ये त्याचे पैसे चाचपडणं चालूच आहे, शोधणं चालू आहे, आणि त्याला एक शिलिंग मिळालेला. आता शिलिंग म्हणजे काय? पाऊंडचा 1/12 भाग म्हणजे शिलिंग. आता त्यांना शिलिंग मिळालेलं आहे आणि रायटर पेड द अमाऊंट टू दी कंडक्टर. बट द रायटर वॉज प्लीज्ड बाय द helpful nature of the conductor. So it was an experience of the narrator related to the conductor. The remaining part we'll see in our next video.